Hello my dear students, today we'll be doing the next topic, which is branches of accounting. Accounting, there are three branches of accounting: financial accounting, cost accounting and management accounting. These three are the branches of accounting. Now let us see the meaning of financial accounting. This we have already done. This is the definition of accounting also, where we record financial transactions and events. We classify, summarize the results, interpret and communicate the results to the users. And this is the end product of this financial accounting is profit and loss account and balance sheet. So whatever you are doing in 11th standard, this is financial accounting. So I hope the meaning of financial accounting must be clear to you. This we have been doing the features of financial accounting, characteristics, objectives. So this is same as financial accounting. It records financial results, classify and summarize and interpret the results. Interpretation means drawing a useful meaning and communicating the results to the users. The end product or the ultimate aim of financial accounting is to know the profit or loss and the financial position of the firm through preparation of balance sheet. I already told you that in balance sheet sum total will calculate our assets, properties of the business and estimate the liabilities of the business. So through that we will be able to know the financial position of the business. Now let us see what is there in cost accounting. It helps in finding out the cost of production of a product, labor cost and material cost, so that it can be controlled. For example, suppose you are producing a particular product. Let us say, for example, you are producing shirts. So when you produce shirts, obviously you require lots of items in making this shirt. You require cloths, you require skilled labor for stitching, and what else you require? Yes, in making shirts, other accessories. And what else? You require machines for making the shirt. But in cost accounting, what we used to do is, for example, the cost of making the shirt is, let us say, this is 500 rupees. So what this cost accounting will do? They will look into the material cost. This is material. And they will also see the labor cost. If material cost can be reduced and labor cost can be reduced, skilled labor, then in that case obviously you will be able to reduce the cost of shirt. So how to control the cost of a particular item? This you come to know through cost accounting. So I hope this must be clear to you. Per production cost, how to reduce production cost, this you will come to know through cost accounting. Now let us do the last, which is management accounting. As you already know, the management is responsible for making the policies, planning and controlling the business. So in this management accounting, we are providing information to the management. Information is presented in such a way that it is useful for the management in deciding whether a particular product line should be continued, and for that we prepare various statements. Statement like CFS. What is CFS? CFS, cash flow statement. It will tell you where and how you are spending your cash. So management accounting is a different type of accounting, and it starts when financial accounting ends, because they further need to analyze. This analysis and interpretation is done in management accounting. So in management accounting, we want to give information to the management so that they'll be able to make planning, they'll be able to control a particular cost. In management accounting, they'll be able to plan future sale. For example, if they want to increase sales, so they must know the present sales, then only they'll be able to increase the sales. Likewise, controlling, if they want to control a particular expense, or they want to delete a particular, if they want to reduce expenses, or if they want to delete particular product line. For example, they are producing 5 or 6 items. So which product line to continue, which product should be continued and which should be deleted, this is the decision of the management. So for all that, we need to prepare various statements. First statement is cash flow statement. Likewise, we will be making a ratio analysis, all the graphical representation of data. All this will come under management accounting. So these are the 3 branches of accounting. Now next point is, let us discuss accounting process. This is also same. In this, we will be identifying financial transaction. You will check what kind of transactions can be recorded. What kind of transactions can be recorded? All economic transactions which are related to business and converted in monetary terms. So what I told you, all transactions which affect business and which can be converted in monetary terms. Affect business and which can be converted in monetary terms are to be identified first. This is the first step in the process of accounting. Sometime a 1 marker can come. What are the various steps in accounting process? So this is also related to definition of accounting, then recording, then after identifying financial transaction, the next step is you will start recording all types of transactions. And keep in mind that non-monetary transactions cannot be recorded. This I have already explained. If a particular transaction is related to the business, but you won't be able to express this in monetary terms, in that case you won't be able to record that also. So then recording, then classifying. Classifying means posting into ledgers. Again, we are segregating the transactions according to the nature, and we are making separate record of each and every transaction so that accurate and prompt information can be obtained. Then we are summarizing the results. In summarizing, you will be making profit and loss account and balance sheet. What is the basic purpose of making profit and loss? So that you will be able to know the results of the business, whether the business is earning profits or suffering losses. If business is earning profit, then it's fine, you will try to increase the profits. But if suppose business is suffering losses, then what will happen? You will either shut down your business or you will try to reduce your loss. Then only you will be able to survive in the business. Then analysis and interpretation, you will further analyze the data, then communicating the information to the interested parties. You already know the interested parties. Who are the interested parties? Yes, management, government, employees, your customers, suppliers, investors. So then you will communicate. So these are the steps in the accounting process. Steps in the accounting process means you cannot interchange. The order of these steps will remain same. You cannot do classification as a first step. So the first step has to be this. Like for example, suppose you are making a cake. So when you make a cake, you have to follow the all the steps in a particular order. Likewise here also, steps means you have to follow these orders, then you will be able to get the successful results. So I hope all these steps are clear to you. Identifying, first you will trace out, you will find out what kind of transactions can be recorded, then you will start recording, then classifying, summarizing, analysis and interpretation. And this will move in a flow. Flow means first identification, then after identification of a transaction you will do recording. After recording there will be classification. After classification you will summarize the results or conclude the results, then you will analyze the results further and then interpret the results and communicate. Finally, final is communicating the results to the users. So one thing I want to make it clear that when you are doing steps, you have to write all these steps in the same order. This is the first step, second step, third step, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. But if suppose a question asks what is the end result of financial accounting, then you can say that profit and loss is the end result of financial accounting, or to knowing the profits of the business is the end result of financial accounting. Now let us move to the next content, and the next content is advantages of accounting. Now students, if you receive your objective, if you got your objectives, if objectives are obtained, let us see the objectives first before doing this advantages. To give systematic recording of business transaction, to calculate profit or loss, to know the exact reason which leads to profit or loss, to ascertain the financial position of the business, to prevent and detect error and frauds, to provide information to the various parties, to ascertain the progress of business from year to year. So if you are being able to achieve your objectives, it becomes advantages. So if objectives are obtained, it becomes advantages. So let us see all the advantages one by one. Useful for the management. Why management need information? Management need information for planning, controlling and decision making. This is what we are doing in management accounting also. So management need information for planning. Planning means management prepare plans for production. They make plans for production, whether to increase the production of a particular product or reduce production. Likewise, they will also make planning for sales in the forthcoming year. And proper planning can be prepared only if information about manufacturing expenses and goods sold is available. So if information about manufacturing expenses, obtaining raw materials, is easily available. Likewise, what sort of information you require about goods sold? You know the customers, goods sold, Then only you will be able to make the proper planning. So likewise, next element is controlling. All this will come in how management is useful for the management. After the plans have been made, it is necessary for the business to observe their implementation, whether the plans which management is implemented, what is the result of those plans. This you will come to know through controlling. So it ensures that progress of the business is moving in the right direction or not. So this is necessary, otherwise necessary action will be taken. Action will be taken against those who are not following or not doing business according to the planned ones. So planning and controlling, then decision making. This is also very important. What is the meaning of decision making? Management is the one who decide whether to continue a particular product line, or to delete a particular product line, whether to continue the business even or to get out of the business community. Because if continuously you are suffering loss, in that case you have to stop your business, and they are the ones who will decide the price of the product. If you set a very high price, then what will happen? This will reduce the demand of the product. You won't be able to capture the market, so you will lose customer. Likewise, if you reduce the price, then you won't be able to cover the cost of production. And what is the result? If you won't be able to cover the cost of production, then you will start suffering losses. So this is how accounting helps management in doing planning, by providing proper information which is desired by the management, and then so that management is able to control whether the policies which are made by the management are being implemented by the business or not, by the parties concerned, like for example employees, managers and junior managers. And if they are not going as per the plans, then necessary action can be taken. And the last is decision making. Then they will used to make decision, like for example they used to make very important decision also. Suppose they want to remove or they want to appreciate a particular employee, then all those decisions will also be taken by the management along with the product line or along with the major decisions. So let us do the next one. Next is facilitates memories. Now what is there in facilitates memory? Facilitates memory, yes. See, you are doing business for full 365 days, and there can be suppose 100 transactions in a day. So can you remember all those 100 transactions? And if you multiply these transactions by 365 days, it means you will be having a minimum of 36,500 transactions in a year, which you won't be able to remember. So the business transactions are so large in numbers that they cannot be memorized. If you want to memorize these transactions, you won't be able to do that, or you may commit some error. Therefore, they have to be recorded properly. The recorded information is necessary because whenever you want that information can be easily available. Now let us do the next advantage, compliance. Compliance with the COMPLIANCE, compliance with the legal requirement. Now, what is this compliance with the legal requirement? Many forms and many returns have to be regularly filled with the government. Like for example, you need to file a tax return. See, business is earning profit every day. Every day business is earning profit. They are selling goods, they are buying goods, incurring expenses, and then selling. So this is a continuous activity. So every day you are doing all these activities. So business is earning profit every day. So don't you think so that they will have to pay the taxes daily to the government? But this will not be possible. So a business needs a system which is acceptable to the government. A system has to be there which must be acceptable to the government. That yes, you have prepared all the accounting records as per the law. So for that you have to make proper records, proper accounting system has to be there for fulfilling the requirement of law. Requirement of law. Yes. Next is, fourth point is, let us see the next point. This is comparative study. Comparative study can be possible if proper records are maintained. So what is this comparative study? Let us see this comparative study. Let me give you a very simple example for this. Suppose athlete wants to see his performance. So if he is running alone, he won't be able to check his speed. But if suppose he is running with 2-3 other athletes also, then only the comparison can be made. So likewise in business also there are two types of comparison. One is inter-firm comparison and the other one is intra-firm comparisons. So all these two types of comparisons are possible with the help of proper accounting system. So let us see the meaning of this inter-firm and intra-firm. Like for example, if you in intra-firm means in this case firm is comparing their own performance with the previous year's performance. Previous year's performance. For example, if they are comparing their sales of 2018, 2019 or 2020, sales of all these years are compared, then this will be known as intra-firm comparison. In schools we are having house competitions. These house competitions are comparisons within the school. So those competitions are known as intra-school competitions. So likewise here also this is intra. Intra means within the same firm. Now what is the meaning of this inter-firm comparison? This inter-firm comparison means when firm compares their performance with the other firms of the same industry. Like for example, your inter-school competitions, or you can take the example of APSA or Moon competition. So these are inter-firm comparison or inter-school comparison. These are inter-school competitions. So likewise, when you compare your firm's performance with other firm in the same industry, this become inter-firm comparisons. So all these comparative study is possible when you make systematic accounting records. Now see the next one, evidence in courts. So why we are talking about this particular element? Evidence in courts means in case of disputes. What will happen in case of disputes? How disputes can arise? Yes, disputes can arise. Like for example, suppose you want to take some money from the customer, and that customer, suppose you according to your record, you are supposed to take rupees 10,000 from the customer, and that customer is not ready to pay because he has a doubt whether he has to pay 10,000 or he has to pay lesser than this. So in that case, dispute may arise. So how to resolve these disputes? You will show them the records. Yes, you can check the records. So by that, all the disputes can be resolved. So if you want to produce a particular item, produce a particular document relating to accounting in the court, it can easily be presented before the court, and court will easily accept that also, because you have maintained systematic recording. And next is determining the net profit or net loss. I hope this is already clear to you. This is the end results of financial accounting also. Determining the financial position. How to determine the financial position? By preparing balance sheet of the firm. Settlement of tax. Yes, this is somehow related to compliance with the legal requirement. In legal requirement, you can also take, like for example, if you want to obtain license, or you want to extend your business further, then also you need to show the proper records to the government. And settlement of tax, whenever there is some dispute, or suppose government is asking for excess tax, then you can show the records to the government if they are maintained properly. Now value of business means if you want to sell your business, in that case you need to value your business, you need to evaluate all your properties and liabilities. So all those properties and liabilities can be evaluated if proper and systematic accounting records are maintained. The next one is, then only you will be, if suppose you are making proper records, then you will be able to get the proper value of your business. Next is convenient in getting the loans, convenience in obtaining loans. So how loans are obtained? You will go to the bank and ask for a loan. So whenever you go to a bank, they will ask you to show the accounting records. So if proper records are not maintained, then you won't be able to get the loans. So for that also you need to maintain proper records. So I hope these advantages are clear to you. So when objective will become advantages? When you achieve your objective. So useful for the management in planning, controlling, decision making, facilitates memory, compliance with the legal requirement. You have to follow the legal requirement to obtain licenses, and various forms are to be filled. Like for example, if government asks you to pay the taxes quarterly means after every 3 months, so those taxes can be paid with the help of accounting records. If proper records are not maintained, then you won't be able to pay the taxes. Comparative studies can be possible, evidence in a court, determination of net profit, determining the financial position, settlement of tax, value of the business, and convenient in getting loans. So I hope whatever is being taught to you today is clear to you. So what we have done today? Today we have learned various branches of accounting, process of accounting, and advantages of accounting. So that's all for today. Have a nice day ahead.